Hello everyone, and welcome back for Season 3, Episode 13 of Jurassic Adventure. Let's begin. You may recognize this place. We are back at the swamps, where we shall see a familiar face today. Seems like after a harsh winter, Stormclaw, we are visiting him in his home again. After an entire season, we're finally back here in the swamps. So let's see what he's up to for today. Right now these Lystrosaurus seem to be feeding. It's the perfect opportunity for Stormclaw. So he goes for it. Sadly, Stormclaw's weight works against him, and sadly, he's not quick enough to capture the Lystrosaurus. So sadly, he has to leave empty-handed for now. As you can see, a lot of fish have become beach-bound or land-bounded because of the lack of water that has been feeding the swamps. Now you see, because of the harsh winter the island has experienced, along with, spring is coming slowly this year to the island, it seems like, a lot of fish are not going to be lucky this year, so far. And as you can see, these three are no exception, being feasted upon by these newer creatures on the island, the Irritator, which is a smaller relative to the Spinosaurus. As you can see, Irritators, they're not known for their size, so sadly, they have to leave their prey, as this Suchomimus has taken it from them. And you see, thanks to the lack of fish on the island, in the swamplands, this will lead to fierce competition between the predators of this land, especially the piscivores, aka the ones that eat fish. Which is why skirmishes like this tend to commonly happen around this time of the year. This smaller Suchomimus is trying to pin down Stormclaw, but Stormclaw is too powerful for him, and he easily shakes him off. Stormclaw eventually scares away the young Suchomimus as he claims his prize in victory. As you can see, fish left and right are always on land because sadly there's just not enough water to go around. But for predators like Stormclaw, this will be a perfect opportunity to claim some food. Even though Stormclaw may be a big bad Suchomimus, he still needs a lot of food to maintain his muscle and weight. So sadly, he's going to need a lot more fish than this in order to maintain his mass. So he consumes as much fish as he can get his claws on. But sadly for him, like I've explained earlier, competition is very fierce around this time of the year. So sadly, Stormclaw's day is still not over. This is a Nothosaurus, a really strange non-dinosaurian creature, but yet it is still a very nasty animal, as it's armed with vicious claws and a vicious bite that can easily tear Stormclaw a new hole in his body. But things are about to get worse for Stormclaw. As you can see, Nothosauruses don't just travel alone. It seems like these two are mates, and they have chose this ground for both feeding and breeding, and Stormclaw has just trespassed on it. Any day, Stormclaw would definitely take these two for a fight, but sadly, he's kind of weak from starving, so unfortunately, these two are lucky. So right now, he's gonna go and retreat to somewhere else, as the two Nothosauruses are smug about their victory against the blue beast. However, not all hope is lost for Stormclaw today. There is one more option for him. These are Tyrannosauruses, and Stormclaw, he can easily take them down, but just like with the Lystosauruses, these things rely on speed, so Stormclaw, if he wants to have one for dinner, he's going to have to take one down first. Something he's more than capable of doing with those vicious claws of his. So he goes in to strike. Without wasting another moment. Stormclaw is victorious. He's finally done it. Now he celebrates by feasting on his new kill. However, when Stormclaw's day gets brighter, sadly it's about to get gloomier. Shamrock is wanting that carcass, but he is only a Ceratosaurus. Stormclaw is like twice his size, so he's gonna have to be very sneaky or very fast about this. Armed with vicious claws and a nasty set of teeth, Stormclaw can make short work of Shamrock. But Shamrock has one advantage: his camouflage. Thanks to him being a vibrant green color, just like the grass, he can easily blend in with the environment, making him the perfect ambush predator. But instead, he knows he's got to fight for it, so that's what he does. He tries shoving the big monster down, but that's when Stormclaw shoves him down. And Stormclaw doesn't appreciate interrupters. Stormclaw has just scratched Shamrock right in the face. A wound that is not good in the middle of the swamps. Stormclaw is not playing today, and he's sick and tired of these predators like Shamrock always pestering him. So today, he's gonna put an end to that. He has a good hold on Shamrock's neck, and he tosses him down. But just when he's about to finish him, Shamrock kicks Stormclaw square in his face, and he makes a break for it. Stormclaw nearly just had a tooth knocked out. Luckily, he's alright. He may be enraged, but he still at least has his dinner, so he goes back to dining on his food. As for Shamrock, he's been shooken up about that. As for the scratch on his face, thankfully it's looking alright. But that's when not all hope is lost for our little tyrant friend. Because right there in front of him is a perfectly good carcass of a Lystrosaurus, just for him. But just as right as he's gonna dig in, he hears a familiar roar. Well, thankfully for Shamrock, it's not Stormclaw this time, but sadly, it's still a Suchomimus, a very deadly Spinosaur. And she's not happy about him trespassing and eating on her carcass. So Shamrock has to pick. Does he flee or does he fight? He decides to fight. He's not going to let this female Suchomimus just punk him out like this. The two are in a headlock right now. But then she gets a good bite on his back. He quickly breaks free. And that's when he uses his deadly weapon. He starts using his small, but yet very sharp horn. He does minimal damage, but the female Suchomimus, she's just been internally hemorrhaged a lot. And so thus, battered and bruised, she immediately slunkers away to wherever she came from. As Shamrock gets to be victorious for today. And then he goes back to dining on his favorite food.